Skrillex or something.
Yeah.
Okay. You want some Skrillex? No. You're just talking shit.
Marshmallow.
Just do it as his music pick.
Hey, you know, if I was 14, I'd fucking love all that.
What?
Skrillex, Marshmallow, I'd be all about that.
That'd be your vibe.
I'd be at the rhythm raves. I'd be there, banging at the front.
Are you like you're saying you're like a Marshmallow Closet fan?
No, I would be if I was 14. I dig it. I like it. Anyway, we'll talk about my music taste in a minute.
And that's the intro to episode 30, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome back, baby.
31, my bad. We are back with Mojaxx. This is a MikiDz Podcast.
MikiWAR.
Episode 31.
DJ
Part 2
Yes, sir.
Part 2, man. I like
of
these
our conversation.
parts. I like breaking them up.
These dual chapters, you know, we just got so much great content. Shout out to our boy LP, Latin Prince is in the
over there
building.
chilling.
What up?
You know what I'm
Chauffeur
saying?
extraordinaire.
Yeah, he's out, you know, just got to keep him in the room because if he keeps going back to my warehouse.
I'm sure.
Yo,
better check the camera.
our
Like
viewers.
the definition of an American driver, like he's just watching his phone the whole time. I was sat there clinging on like this.
Oh, no. LP
I'm
is
going to
different.
die
'cause
in Los Angeles today.
He in New York, so you already know. It's different out there.
God.
And you see the Baby Yoda where he has a little side look and he's like, when your friend goes off the road a little and starts laughing.
Yeah.
A word?
Yeah.
Oh my
We
God.
digress anyway. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so we're here now. We last episode, if you guys didn't hear, we recapped on Nam.
Yes, sir.
Mojaxx broke it down for us, and now we are back to find out who the celebrity Mojaxx is. We want to know a little bit more about you. I'm just off rip. All of a sudden, you're on DJcity doing these recaps or these videos. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? So, where did you come from? How did this all come about?
Well, it was an overnight success that took 25 years.
Nice.
25 overnights.
25 overnight.
Overnight.
That's a bar.
Man.
Yeah. I've always loved music. My parents were not that into music. Like, you know how some kids, they grow up and it's like, oh yeah, I used to love my mum's Stevie Wonder collection.
Sure.
My parents listened to
Such a
garbage
boring
music.
story.
I feel
Really
you on
bad
that.
music. Totally.
Yeah.
I had to discover
I
it all
hate
for
that
myself.
story.
And like, but I loved music. I loved it from word go. And I used to watch, like, whenever I'd see a DJ on TV or whatever, I was like, this is really cool. And I got into radio and I was into sound a lot as well. Like, I used to record the TV onto cassette tapes, like holding up the little ghetto blaster thing next to the TV and stuff, and then play around with it and like rudimentary kind of, you know, pause button mixtapes and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Just experiment with sound. I loved sound. I loved radio and all that. And then eventually my parents were both teachers and my dad was like principal, like the head teacher of a junior school, like up to age 11, that kind of age, right? So 6 to 11. And he needed someone to do his like school end of term parties, like disco things.
Hey.
We called them discos in those days. Not that long ago, but that's still what we called them in the 90s.
Yeah.
Was your class picture in black and white or was it color?
Say again?
Was your class picture in black and white or was it color?
Not that.
That's
Sepia.
disrespectful.
Sepia.
Okay.
Stop disrespecting our guests.
I've seen a couple people, like rappers who had black and white pictures. I'm just like, I'm curious, you know?
No, we didn't really do the class picture thing. But yeah, so I started doing those parties and that was on like 2 different hi-fi systems. So I was playing a cassette on one side and a 45 on the other one and like 4 speakers, 2 on each hi-fi, like turn one down, turn the other one up.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. It was dope. And I had like recorded tracks off the radio. Like we had the Sunday chart show every Sunday with the top 40. So I would record that and I have to fade it out before the guy starts doing the outro for the record and stuff. And then just got into that fully. Like I was turned out like I got with a couple of buddies. We started doing it. We were really good at like kids parties.
Yeah.
Because we were like 14 at the time and we just didn't give a shit. So we would like do all the stupid dances and the competitions and all that, kind of just interacting with the kids and actually putting on a show. And, you know, we were really good kids party DJs, and that then develops into like weddings and adult, you know, parties and so on. So I was basically a mobile DJ for a few years, earning like nothing, because in those days, every penny you earned went back into buying records or new lights or new speakers or whatever. So literally earned no money for years and years and years. And then eventually, like my taste at that time, I was kind of listening to rave music, like Prodigy, that kind of early 90s.
Yeah.
You know, in the UK, it was a really strong like breakbeat hardcore scene that then turned into like drum and bass and jungle and that kind of stuff throughout that time. So that was always kind of my taste in the background. But even from the earliest age, I was playing just pop hits, like rocking a party, weddings, all that. I loved it. I just loved the art, the act of DJing. I just loved it from the word go. That's all I just loved playing records for people and making them dance and making them happy.
Yeah.
And that was me. And then eventually got into doing club stuff, again, getting paid like fuck all. Like I used to earn embarrassingly low amounts of money, but I was
Give
just
us an
happy
amount.
to be in like $20
Ooh,
for like a 3-hour set.
Oh,
And like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, like mad shit money. But I loved it though. It was still, you know, when you're like 17, 18, you're not paying for your bills. Like you're right, you're living at home and stuff.
Right.
So it was all right. And then just gradually went on from there. And then I never really got anywhere with it until I was sort of in my late 20s. I moved up to the north of the UK to move in with my missus. And at that point, I'd just been kind of doing kind of general office kind of jobs, kind of shitty and DJing on the side a bit. And then I went to university as a mature student to do media production because I wanted to do radio. That's why I went on the course to do radio and happened with doing video as well, which obviously came in useful later on. But I went to do radio, but all that allowed me to do was spend 3 years working on my DJ career. So by the time I came out of uni and graduated, I was just a full-time DJ after that. So I spent like 7-8 years as a full-time local working DJ 4-5 nights a week.
Oh.
Like never really traveled with it, never did anything major, but I was earning a pretty good living as a DJ, which is all that some people ever do, and they're happy with that. And I was happy with it. Like, I had a good time. It was the best time to be an open format DJ because it's like 2011, LMFAO, like Pitbull records, everything 130 BPM, everything's like uplifting, happy energy vibes. I loved it. I had a great time. But then, 2011, my daughter was born, my first child, and I was like, I can't live this life anymore. Like I can't be hoping that my gigs are not going to go down the pan. All of a sudden, I'm going to be basically out of a job. Like there's one venue I worked at where I played, I think it was 3 nights a week in the same venue. I was like, if I fall out with the manager of this venue, I'm basically unemployed. Like this is a bit of a problem. Like, UK, we don't really do contracts. Like, I know over in the States, that's a bit more of a thing. Like you kind of lock things in. We don't really do that in the UK.
Right.
At all. Like even though it's all above board and you're paying your tax and all that, like there's no contracts involved. You're still basically on if you fall out with that guy, you are sacked. Like that's it. So I had to do something else. So I went back to that university degree of a few years earlier. I was like, I've been watching the YouTube stuff coming up, like digital DJ tips, DJ tech tools, channels like that. I was like, I'll give that a try. And I used to work in a DJ equipment retailer back in like early 2000s, 2002. I still had contacts there. So I was like, oh, just hit them up. Can you send me something to do a review of? And I did that.
No.
And then gradually, and then the first company to hit me up was Algorithm. You know, I did that DJ app on the iPad, DJAY.
Yeah.
And it comes, you can get it for like controllers and stuff now. And it's a really cool, clever bit of tech. And it gets in like Apple keynotes and stuff all the time. But they were the first company to hit me up and say, do you want to review our new version of our iPad app?
Yeah.
So respect to them for putting me on, like right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then DJ Works kind of reposted one of my videos and shared it with people, and that gradually got it out. And that was just with like my phone to start with, just literally making videos on my phone.
What year was that you posted?
That was 2013.
Posted your first
video.
YouTube video.
Yeah.
And what iPhone did you have?
iPhone 5S, I think at the time. Might even have been a 4.
S baby.
And is that still on
tiny.
YouTube?
Yeah,
People search that?
on the Mojaxx TV channel.
Mojaxx
and the
TV.
plug.
Because I started that channel because I was, for a long time, like late, from like 2008 through a few years, I was trying to do video DJing.
Yeah.
Like, not like performance like DJ Yoda or like DJ Chiba. I was trying to do what guys like Latin Prince do and actually just DJ with music videos because I thought that was super cool. I thought it was amazing, mind-blowing stuff. And nobody in the UK gave a shit. Like I swear down, I spent a fortune on all these videos and the equipment and all this to play these videos, and I thought it was the dopest thing ever.
Yeah.
Club owners didn't give a shit. Club managers didn't give a shit. club patrons did not give a shit.
It had a
Nobody
real
cared.
big push
Oh man,
in the States. I forgot, probably around that same
But it
time.
died
Yeah.
fast.
But just,
Yeah.
it just didn't go
I
on.
remember like clubs even like building out with like the screens in
Yeah.
mind and the
Mhm.
way everything was wired and
It's too much of a distraction.
yeah.
Like from what I hear, there are some markets in the US where that does still work, and video is a big thing, like
Sure.
Boston, New York City, and stuff like that. They've got a lot of sports bars, that kind of vibe, and
Right.
it does
Yeah.
work. But yeah, I was super into that, and so yeah, I'd kind of been developing my video editing skills in the background because of the video DJing thing.
Right.
And it's like it all just kind of came together, and like then I started doing. So that's why I'd started my own channels to put video mixes up, which you could never do. Like copyright just shut you down
Yeah,
in
quick.
seconds with music videos. But yeah, and I got up to about 5,000 subscribers in the end, which is not bad. It's not amazing, but it was not bad. And then DJ Tech Tools, I started doing some freelance stuff for them, like bits and bobs here and there. And I did my most popular video to date was for them. Like it's got nearly 1 million views or something now, which was on Serato beat gridding and sync.
Okay.
So that was pretty. Yeah, that one still gets views to this day. Like I was talking to someone today at the Beat Junkie school, and they were
You're
saying,
gonna
"Oh, yeah, I
get
watched
3
that
more
video."
tomorrow.
I've seen that video a few times on how to beat grid, because that info has not changed
Right.
in the last like 5 years. It's still exactly the same.
Yeah.
Keyboard shortcuts, all that. It's exactly the same as it was. And then after that, then I'd kind of got to know DJ Play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a play.
Yeah, shout out to Play, because he's from Newcastle, where I live now, not where I'm from, but that's his spot. And he got to know me because I used to do this Tuesday night. He plays at this a lot over the years. He keeps going back to this club called Tup Tup Palace
Yep.
in Newcastle, which is a really good spot. I love it. I was playing Tuesdays there, old school hip hop and R&B.
Nice.
And this is like 2012 maybe. And I was playing on Serato and turntables, like literally, as I spoke about in the last episode, the sound engineer guy every Tuesday afternoon would go fetch the turntables out of the closet, blow the dust off
Yeah.
so that I could have them and DJ, because everyone else on CDJs. So guys like Play and all the other Newcastle dope DJs all
Yeah.
came to see the turntable guy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I was the only open format DJ on turntables in the whole city.
Wow.
And they all came down. So that's how I met, like Play and everybody else. So
Yeah.
I was already on Play's radar. And then eventually, Styles came over from DJcity. Shout out to Styles.
Yeah.
He came over and he's like, "Are you come make videos for us?" And I was like, I was already a subscriber to DJcity, so I knew what was up with DJcity. And I was like, I'm not sure committing to something like that. I don't know. And then he's like, "Yeah, you can do it in our office. We've got an office like 20 minutes from your house." I'm like,
Right.
sold. Because up to that point, I'd been doing it in my garage in my house.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And literally to make a video, I'd have to spend the morning moving all the shit out of my garage
Yeah.
and then film the video and then put all the
Pull
shit
shit
back in the
back.
garage again.
Yeah.
And then the next, so it was just a massive hassle.
Kind of like our setup here.
Yeah. It's a pain when you have to move it in and out. It's
Yeah.
a real pain. And so, I walked into that office and the ceiling was maybe about 8-9 foot high.
Yeah.
And I looked at the wall where I'd stand in front of, and there was a wooden beam in the ceiling. And I was like, I could just bolt my camera straight onto there, coming straight down. And it's like Kismet. It was like everything just fell into place. I was like, this is where I need to be making videos.
This is home.
And here we are now. Like, it's gone from a part-time thing with DJcity to full-time,
Right.
Yeah.
which has really helped me because,
They pay.
but it means I
Yo, if
don't.
he's full time, he's getting a bag.
Well, even
The
when I
bag.
started, I was still DJing, like,
Right.
on a regular, like I was driving Saturday nights, I was driving to a city called York, which is like 90-minute drive
Mm.
from where I lived. Every Saturday night, I'd drive down there, 90 minutes, DJ until 5 a.m. and then drive back 90 minutes. Every Saturday night, I did that for like 2 years.
Jeez.
Sounds like
And
Riverside.
it was pretty good
It
money,
does
but it was
sound
also
good.
it was a club gig and it was a really good gig. I was playing loads of house, like upfront house. It was a one of my favorite gigs I've ever had. But yeah, I was done with that. Like, I had, by this point, 2 small kids and I'm like, I'm approaching 40 at that point. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm feeling my age in that I've kind of accepted where I'm at with it. Like I don't have interest in the super current club stuff anymore. Like I like a good rave up. Don't get me wrong. Like I love to smash out and just shell it and have fun with that still once in a while.
Do
But
you get in the mosh pits?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
You want that too?
Takes
I
longer to
always
recover
recover mosh
from.
pits. Like, all right, digression, right? Do you remember like when all that Skrillex stuff happened?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That I was playing a lot of student parties then, and I loved that stuff. The sound design and all that. It's amazing. Like it was super dope. But what I found was that there were mosh pits in the rave, like, and I can't have that because it's aggressive, it's violence, it's no good, and people were starting to get in fights because the stuff's happening on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And you drop, a funk case record or whatever, and you watch the girls just go evaporate from the floor out to the sides, and I was just like, this is too much. But it's such a shame because I genuinely love all that stuff. I was saying earlier, like if I was 14 today, I'd be the biggest like rhythm fan in the world. I'd be there every like rhythm gig and like listening to Marshmello or whatever. I love all that.
Yeah.
Rave music. I just love rave music. That's my history, and that's the current version of that. So yeah, so basically DJcity allowed me to pull back on those late club gigs and that kind of residency kind of grind, which I've done for so many years. And I did love it, but I'm an old man now. And so now I mostly play kind of like food spots and like food festivals and things like that. And so I'm playing 45s or whatever I want on Serato, just funky beats, chilled out vibe, just setting a mood.
Yeah.
And then I'm at home by midnight.
Yeah.
That's the dream. Like,
Nice.
I'm literally, that's the dream for me right now. It just lets me be flexible with what I do. And if I want to go all digital and test a controller, I can do that.
Yeah.
If I want to just play 45s, which I'm super into, have been for a few years now, then I can do that. Get back to that like essence of DJing. Like there's something 45s is just, I know it's like a bit of a trend right now, but it is magical. Like when you got 3 minutes, you better get that track mixed quick or you got fucked because there ain't no extending, there's no loop on the end of that. Like, you better run it quick, and it brings me back to that passion of like digging for records, which I hadn't done for many years. And that's an enjoyable thing, or it's different now because you have Discogs and stuff online, but to go to just like dusty flea markets and dig for 45s is another pleasure that I enjoy. I find myself enjoying as I get older.
Have you had a chance to dig in LA?
Not really this time, unfortunately. They had quite a good selection at the Beat Junkie school today, so I picked up a few.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I haven't really had time. It's just, this trip has been non-stop work basically, which is all good because it's still, I enjoy my work very much. But yeah, I haven't had time. Really, to do it properly, you need to spend at least a whole day to do it, and I've not had time to do that.
Has Discogs at all messed with how you've been able to purchase records?
Like, completely, yeah. Because now everything has a value. Everyone knows what the value is.
Yes.
Even in some dusty old record shop, an antique shop with a bunch of records at the back, you go and like pick out the records, and the guy like looks at his phone at the counter. He's like, right, what's this on Discogs? What's it? Yeah. Yeah. Everyone knows what everything is worth. Not always. You can sometimes get the come up still, but it's how it is now. The internet has made that knowledge accessible to everyone. So yeah, but
knowledge is power.
But there's records I wouldn't have got without Discogs. So I'm not complaining about it at all. And as a source of information, to find out these pressings and where they're from and so on, it's invaluable as well. So, the internet, it giveth and it taketh away, as with everything in life,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the music scene. And I'm curious to know, do you think that UK hip hop will eventually make its way on a surface level, I guess, to the States? Or do you think that it had a chance when Drake introduced Stormzy and these guys?
No. Well, let me put it another way. No.
No shot.
No
Why
shot.
not?
No shot. Because it doesn't, like, guys like Stormzy are incredible.
Yeah.
And if they can't break through with the stuff they're making now, it's never going to happen.
To my understanding, out there, their whole thing is, we don't even care if we break in the States. We're fucking shit up out here in Europe, in the UK and in
that's
Europe
a strength and a weakness because, well, it's not a weakness. They just don't want to. They don't care.
Right.
Because they're making bank in the UK. Like, Stormzy is literally a national icon in the UK. He did Glastonbury in a stab vest with a Union Jack on it. Like, headline Glastonbury. Stormzy is the Don. Like, he's amazing. And other people who led the way for him to come through, like Wiley. You know,
Yeah.
and they've had this big beef recently, and I don't know how real that is. I don't know what the story is with that, and I'm all for beef as long as it stays on record, and it doesn't spill over into real life. I'm all about beefs because that has made everyone in the UK talk about grime over the past few weeks. It's been going crazy.
Right.
Like every day I'm logging on. Right. Oh, where's Wiley's reply to Stormzy's diss? Like it's vibrant, it's exciting, it's really good. It's everything for me that like drill music is not. Like grime is still, it's an energetic kind of music. I don't really feel like the drill stuff that much. It doesn't relate to a life that I lead particularly. It's like a lot of kind of gangster rap doesn't reflect any kind of experience in my life, and for better or worse, that's how it is. But grime it's got that kind of that artistic energy to it, and it is massive music in the UK. It's huge, and every city's got their own grime stars and people that from different parts of the country, and but it's never going to make it in the US because I think I've been listening to the radio a lot as we've gone around in Ubers and cars here, and it's just like your music market is so segmented. Yeah. There's no room for new stuff. Like there's whole stations that play basically 90s R&B here, and they're never. And we've heard On Vogue, Hold On, every single day at like roughly the same time as we've been driving around. I love On Vogue, Hold On. That's a dope record. Yeah. But like you're so restricted. There's no discovery in what you guys do. So unless the industry decides we are going to make grime a thing here in the US, I don't think it ever will. I don't think the industry here is interested in that. That's the impression I get. I'm not a label person. I'm not an A&R person. That's the impression I get. And because the guys like Stormzy they don't care enough to push it, they're not fussed. They're happy with their home audience, with like the rest of the world loves Stormzy as well. Yeah. If the US doesn't care about Stormzy, why should he give a fuck?
Right.
For our listeners, do you want to give me like maybe, let's pick a record just to kind of give people reference on like a grime record?
Well, the one right now, it literally sums up pretty much the whole UK music scene. Stormzy's current track with Ed Sheeran and Burna Boy.
Own it.
Like literally, that's UK music right there. It's all in the one track. Like,
correct me if I'm wrong. Did Stormzy come up with Ed Sheeran? Didn't Ed Sheeran come up with a group of rappers?
He was kind of. I don't really know the full story. I was hearing about it recently. Like he was kind of on that scene. Yeah. Like he was just on the peripherals of it. He's definitely not a grime artist, but he was kind of co-signed by people like Wiley back in the day. And he's obviously such an incredible talent that he just rose up in a kind of independent fashion, in the same way that the grime scene encourages people to come up. It's not about necessarily big label pushes. It's about organic things and like Boy Better Know and stuff like that. So if you're co-signed by those people, then that gives you a certain respect, amongst all kind of musicians and artists. So he's a very interesting character. But that for me, I just saw that today because we were looking at the UK top 40 in the car. I was like, that just sums up British music. Like Stormzy, Ed Sheeran, Burna Boy, shut it down. Like, that's us.
Yeah. All right, here's a little snippet of Own It.
Own it, girl, you just own it. Cause your body's on fire. Show me how to control it. Then go ahead, you flip and get higher. Girl, I love how you roll it. I put my hand there. Hold it, I'ma be right by you. I'ma be right by you. I'ma be right by you.
All right, for the sake of YouTube and we don't get this thing flagged out too far.
Right, exactly.
That's about as much as you're going to get.
Yeah. And no vocals.
So that would be kind of your example for grime.
I mean, that's not straight up grime.
Okay.
Like, Stormzy is crossed over. He's a pop artist now.
Okay.
But he still makes, like, if you really want to see what grime is about in 2020, go and listen to the Wiley and Stormzy beef tracks that have gone out in January, in recent weeks. They are just straight up fire, just unbelievable stuff.
Tell me again the difference between grime and drill.
It's like it's a tempo thing, pretty much. It's like an energy to it. Like grime is more party music. Drill is more like kind of drill over here. It's more like down tempo,
trap music,
trappy kind of vibe. And it's,
are you hip to what Pop Smoke's doing in New York?
Not really.
Okay, I'm just wondering if they're there's a lot
I think
of
there's kind of a crossover there.
Yeah.
It's a similar. I mean, I don't know. I say I'm an old man now. I just play old funk records.
You're not missing nothing.
Yeah, I just play like disco records.
It feels like Pop Smoke has really helped kind of that sound. I don't know. He's really sticking to it, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's marketable. He's branding himself with that sound.
Lane.
right.
He listened to the MikiDz episode 29 talking about branding. He said, I'm going to stay in my lane and do what works best for me.
All I'm saying is, as someone who was born and raised in New York, I'm personally not a fan. I fucks with the Dior track. But
I get it. Yeah, Dior feels better than
Welcome to the Party.
Welcome to the Party. That really blew up in New York.
His Christopher Walker track is not that bad.
That's probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
At the moment.
The one where he says, we going to air it out. Side me the Addy. We
We're
going to air it out.
Yeah.
That shit's hot. Man's hot.
Yeah, it goes off. So, but obviously heavily influenced by the UK. And
yeah, I mean, you know, all respect to people like Drake trying to put on the UK guys. Like, no disrespect to that at all. I think that is amazing that he's tried to do that. I think Drake is a great kind of taste maker in people.
Right.
You know, he definitely pushes people to listen to new sounds. And you know, his music is not completely my cup of tea. That's a good old English phrase for you. But, you know, it's not my cup of tea necessarily. I don't listen to Drake records at home, but all respect to him for at least, you know, putting it out there to the world and trying to bring different sounds in. Because as I say, what I don't like in music is like when everything's just kind of sounds the same and you just hear the same sound over and over. For me, the beauty of music is discovering new things all the time. Like I was blown away over the past couple of years how Latin has just become the default pop sound
Latino
of the
gang.
world, of the whole world.
And
I
that
would
works
never
well in
agree with
the UK.
that. Oh yeah.
You can go
definitely.
deep in your Latin crates in the UK.
Not really deep.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still like that sound is reflected so much in what you hear out and about. And then Afrobeat, which kind of comes at a similar rhythm. There's lots of this Dembo kind of vibe going on. Like Dembo seems to be the foundation of everything right now that's popping.
Okay.
And I really love that. And it's all, just discovering new stuff from around the world. Like I've been playing loads of these food events. I do some like with like Indian food and stuff, and I just drop loads of like Bhangra stuff. I love all that.
Wow.
I've been digging for Bhangra super hard. Like we have a station called the BBC Asian Network in the UK, and I'm just like listening to that, and this shit is fire. And like no one else I know is listening to this or playing this or anything else, and it's like unbelievable. So I'm all about, as I get older, just discovering new sounds. I don't want to hear the same stuff I've heard a million times. I want to find new stuff. If it's going to be new, I want it to be different from what I'm hearing on the radio. I don't want to hear the same rotation. You know, like I used to love shows like Pete Tong in the UK. Like we didn't have specific genre radio. We had Radio 1. That was it. That was the national station.
Yeah.
On a Saturday night, Pete Tong's playing like Goa trance, a jungle track, some deep house, some techno, and that's how you discover the new shit. And I'm always about just digging for new sounds that I haven't heard. It doesn't have to be brand new in the world. It has to be new to me. I don't want to hear the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
I'd say that's one thing refreshing about traveling in other countries is if you just throw on the radio, you hear a lot of cool shit. And, you can curse on the radios in other countries. So it's like, you don't feel like you're getting, you're getting
I went to Colombia like year before last, 2018, and I got a chance to play in a club in Bogota, and it was just like, it was Medellin, in fact. And it was hard work for me because I was not deep in Latin at all. And I made a couple of missteps, but I was checking out like Spotify. You can drill down to like different parts of the world.
Top songs in
the world. And the better one out, this is like my little pro tip, which I keep forgetting to make a video about, is Shazam.
Yeah.
On Shazam, you can go to the city.
Yeah.
So you can check out Bogota, what is being Shazammed in Bogota right now, what is popping in Bogota right now.
Yeah.
Each city in Colombia, you can check it.
Yeah.
So if you're traveling around, you want to know what's going off in that city, you just go Shazam.
You just drop
drill down and you can see what's happening. And that's a little pro tip.
You dropped the gem.
Sorry, man.
Picks up an empty can Red Bull. He's like, you got me another Red Bull?
Full can. It's late here. I'm real tired.
Where'd that come from?
You just reminded me I need to drink. Oh, I'm so tired.
So have you gotten the opportunity to go out to the club scene in the States, or just anytime you come out here?
No, I'm too old for that now.
You don't have an interest to hear what's going on?
The only place I ever went to was Snapback in LA.
Oh, well,
old school.
Yeah,
which one? Long Beach or North Hollywood?
No, North Hollywood.
Okay.
And that was a super dope party. Just real nice 100 BPM vibes. None of this 65 business that I don't like. So I was super happy with that, you know.
Like.
But yeah, I don't. I'm too old for clubbing. Not too old for clubbing. I just, you know, I don't have that energy
care.
for it anymore. Unless it's
Don't limit your brand.
Unless it's something really special. I'd rather focus my energies on other things. I don't want like a 2-day hangover anymore. I'm past.
Yeah. Me
Are
too.
there spots or events that you like to go to and check out in the UK? I mean, obviously you're not going every weekend, but like here and there.
Like we have in Newcastle, we've got like you kind of regular club scene, and then we have this club called Digital, which has it plays host to touring DJs, people like Andy C on the drum and bass scene, who's like the best drum and bass DJ on the planet. End of, shut it down. I went to see him there recently. You know what I mean? So when there's big guys coming through, I will go and check them sometimes.
Okay, just
to kind of pay my respects and go see what's up. You know, because but to be honest, like a lot of the time, I'm watching Boiler Room, DJ Mag, Mix Mag. You know, you can see some incredible
Bring the club
sets,
to your house.
You know, and they're just
MikiDz Show.
Because I have YouTube on all the time. Like that's one of the reasons I get better at making YouTube is because I just watch a shitload of YouTube and see what people are doing in all different genres. And so that's generally where I'll find new sets, and then I'll be like shazamming tracks out of those sets and stuff, and just picking it up. But yeah, I don't get out as much as I did. But definitely, like Andy C was the last one. Like that guy's 3 turntables. Mixing, double dropping. Are you familiar with that? Double dropping?
No.
It's a drum and bass thing. Basically, you have 3 decks. You got one is playing, and then you got 2 more, and they drop at the same time. So when it builds up, and then they drop into the bass, they drop at the same time. So it's double dropping, and then you kind of blending those 3 together. And you take one of them away, and then do a double drop with the next one. And Andy C just double drops the whole night, literally. 3 turntables, always running all the time. And he does it with Tractor now, but he used to do it with vinyl. And literally, 174 BPM. And the guy is always in the mix. Like the whole night he's in the mix. Doesn't stop.
Oh, you mean
mixing.
there's no girl coming up to request a stupid song?
No,
taking him out
he's
of his
beyond that
focus?
level now. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That must be nice.
He's
that must
king.
be nice.
The dream.
If you really want to watch some technical
the little
DJing,
things we want.
Andy C, just go watch a live set of his and he's like, he's one of these guys, he practices all the time. And this is one of the reasons maybe why I've never got to being on a level as a DJ. I never really practiced. I used to, even when I was playing, 4 nights a week, that's what, 20 hours a week? I was DJing. So that is kind of practice. And that's the time when I was best. Because when I'm not DJing live, I don't really practice that much. And I've been at like the 3-star finals with guys like Craze and 4 Color Zach. They practice all the time. Like Craze is the GOAT.
Yeah.
The dude practices all the time. And like he wouldn't call it, he doesn't do like structured practice and stuff, but that dude is on the decks all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how you get great at doing something, is just practice. And if you're not DJing all the time, then practice. If you are playing out 5 nights a week, take that time. If it's a slow night, then still work those decks. Don't just be lazy about it. Put in the work and practice.
Yeah.
That's how you elevate what you do. And that's how my videos, I watched back to my earliest DJcity videos. I'm just like embarrassed. Like, and now I'm like rocking this sexy B-roll look, and I've got nice voiceovers. And it's 200 videos. It's just practice.
Right.
It's like anything in life. If you want to achieve something good, make something good, then just put in the time, put in the hours, and you'll get
You
there.
should have heard our first podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I have the footage of our first ever MikiDz show before this video.
Yeah.
And I'm too embarrassed to even share it with Danger, who was a part of the
Who was a part
tragedy.
Who was a part of the car crash.
I don't want anybody to hear
Fucking
this,
wreck.
including himself.
What's the difference between the London scene and the Newcastle scene?
Newcastle is a small city. Like London's got everything in it. Whatever you want, you can find it. It's the capital city. It's the urban metropolis. Like whatever music you want, you can hear it there. Newcastle, it's most of the mainstream venues are kind of bottle service vibe now, because that is the way of the world everywhere. Like everywhere's just gone bottle service. The music's gone down tempo to kind of, I don't know which came first, the music or the bottle service. I don't know. But they kind of both came together.
They showed up together.
Synchronicity, So that's
They're
how
both on
most
the
of it
list.
is. But there's little pockets. There's like little, there's like soul. There's quite a big kind of geeky, slightly older vinyl kind of crowd. Not 45s necessarily, but like people just playing like disco and stuff on real vinyl. That's quite a thing with a slightly older crowd. There's a good little drum and bass scene, like people just throwing little independent kind of parties. There's lots of house. Like there's some, like, you know, house has always been a far more mainstream thing, I believe, in the UK than it has been in the US. Like at any one time in our top 20 pop charts, there's like 2 or 3 house records at any time in the last 30 years. That's just how it is. Like we love house music, and it's part of our soul in the UK. It's just that dance music element will always be there. So even if you're basically a hip hop and R&B DJ in the UK, you still playing the odd house record because people just love that stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's a small. It's funny because a small city like Newcastle, it's probably like the size of Burbank. You know, the scale is totally different from the UK to like here. It's a different. It's hard to put in kind of context compared to what you guys know, being like in LA and stuff. Because LA is just, I don't know how much bigger LA is than London, but it's quite substantially bigger than London. You know? So it's like it's a difficult thing to quantify. It's a good scene though. There's good people there. There's lots of good DJs, and the good thing is because DJ Play is the man from the area. That's his ends. That's his spot. Like he's done a lot to connect those Newcastle DJs as a family. Like we all go out and have meals and stuff. Like basically most of the DJs in town go to Nando's and have chicken and just like hang out.
Oh,
you know, once every few months that'll happen, and there'll be like 10 or 15 of us just roll through. There's no like animosity. There's no beefs with DJs. There's no like trying to snipe each other's spots and stuff. Everyone's cool. And a lot of that is down to Play and the way that he networks with people and the way that he kind of puts people on. Like that's one of the reasons he is so inspiring for me to work with, from my perspective. Like he understands people and how to make people connect. I really like that.
That's not LA.
Yeah.
At all.
Can you compare Nando's to anything out here?
Like Popeyes? I don't know. It's
like Nando's
Brazil.
is better than Popeyes.
I don't know. It's
like pretty damn good.
No, I mean
it's like Portuguese.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nando's
like
is
Peri Peri.
Peri.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, but it's kind of low rent. You know, it's not like high end Portuguese, but it's a chain restaurant. But
It's like fast food.
Play really loves it. It's his favorite.
Their sauces are incredible.
Yeah, they do real good peri stuff. So
I got a quick story to share about when we toured in 2012, and we were preparing for a show, and this girl walks by, and so some of these, well, this was in London. Some of these British girls are just incredible looking. She walks by, and I said, "I love you," and she stopped and looked at me, and she thought it was adorable, so she was my girl for the night.
Wow.
As we're comparing, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I remember that happened.
oh my God.
I'm like, yo, that worked. And she's like, I thought it was adorable.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't hook up, but
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
well, she wasn't the type of.
How much did she commit to being your
For the
girlfriend
sake of this
for the night?
podcast
She
and
wasn't
your
the type
girlfriend
of girl.
listening.
No, she wasn't the type of girl to sleep on the first night, you know. So
Hey, man, I just respect that.
and then we had to bounce the next time. Like, all right, but it was fun just getting that off, and as opposed to getting something else off, right? You were gonna go there. You were gonna go there. Yeah, you were.
All right.
You were gonna go there.
When you got looks like that, you can pull moves like that. You know what I mean, we're normal human
Should I
beings.
just
over here.
leave?
Pretty boy Floyd.
I want to know where you think music is going now. We were talking with LP and a couple other guys about it's 2020. Hip hop's had a really, really good run, and we were talking about possibly going back to be more open format.
The dream.
The
The dream. See,
What are
I
your
used to
thoughts
love
on
open
that?
format. I loved it. I used to love the fact that I could play the LMFAO. It's like the theme of this trip, LMFAO. I used to play that and Pitbull, and I'd play a Prince record and like this to young crowds, and it would work. And now, as people are doing more streaming, they can get the music they want all the time. They listen to more and more of the same thing. So I think it is open format will come back, and as the computers take over the world a bit more, the AI is coming through. That kind of live, that idea that a real live DJ in a room can throw a curveball in the place.
Yeah.
I think that's going to get more valued by people.
Mm.
That's going to come back because an algorithm, as clever as it can be, is rarely going to just say balls to the wall, fuck it, I'm just going to drop this record.
Yeah.
And nobody might like it, but I like it, so I'm going to drop it anyway. And those are the moments as a DJ that really stand out for you. It's like those magic minute, well, you just like, you take a massive risk and it pays off. Those are the the real sweet moments for me. And so I think, open format will come back, but I really hope that up-tempo music comes back. You know, I don't hate trap because of the lyrical content or the production. I hate it because it's just fucking slow. Yeah. And I like up-tempo music. I like energy in a room. And that's what I want as a DJ. I want to provide energy. And I can't do that with a 65 BPM record. So I don't know, certain people can work with that.
Yeah.
You know, some people who are more in tune with that music can work with that and give it kind of energy that I can't. And maybe that's my failing. But for me, I was never happier as an open format DJ when we were playing Neo and Pitbull Give Me Everything and Chris Brown, Don't Wake Me Up. Like, that's a straight up rave record, but it's not hard. It's not like that stuff that came later, that big room stuff, which is really abrasive and like noisy, that kind of festival kind of stuff, like real EDM sound. We don't really call it EDM in the UK, but that big room EDM sound, that didn't work for me. But that kind of peak time, LMFAO, Gangnam Style, for God's sake. I played that on New Year's Eve because I was doing like a retrospective of the 2010s. And
Nice.
That thing's got however many billion views. You got to play I didn't play it for long, obviously, but I played it for like 30 seconds just for one little drop. And like, that's energy music. And I really hope that comes back around. I'm not convinced it will do anytime soon. Seems like right now, it's going to, but Afrobeat's so big. I don't know about over here, but in the UK, like Afrobeat stuff is really picking up. That's got more energy to it, so I want to see energy come back. That's what I miss from my favorite days of open format DJing. It's just that energy being there. And I feel like it might. I think Afrobeat might be the way in for energy to come back into the room. I hope it does, because Afrobeat's amazing. Like, it's one of these genres that I don't have the depth of knowledge in that I kind of wish I did. Yeah. It's like dancehall. Like I love dancehall, but only on like a surface level. Yeah. Like dub. I love dub, but once you start digging, there's a whole world of it that I've got no idea about. So I hope Afrobeat is like that kind of backdoor into more energy, more uplifting, happy tracks coming back into the club, because that's where I'm at.
I think it's going to take one of those, like a big artist like a Drake or like someone who's a staple in those top records that will introduce that record with that sound. Yeah. And then of course everybody starts to kind of follow the trend, right?
Yeah, it's a copycat industry. So if they see it works for him, then Bieber will do it. And then
it's like Rihanna makes great records now, but when it comes to club records,
when she makes records,
like We Found Love, that's like the perfect club record.
It's a great record.
Incredible. If she started coming around and making tracks like that again, maybe Afrobeat influenced, then things could just change overnight. But it just depends if those artists are ready to do that.
Right.
I don't know. Or it might be someone new.
It's around the corner, I feel, for some rooms, I mean, in San Diego, I tried it out and it worked pretty well. And I think it just comes down to, your room. Because at the same time, most of the time I'm playing in a room that will like that 65 BPM or 50 BPM record.
Now it's lower, It's 50,
even if
55.
50, that's just taking a piss now. Jesus, 50. No record's 50 BPM.
55.
55.
Oh,
55
days.
Drip Too Hard's 56.
Hot's 55.
The box is what?
55.
It's 55.
Yeah, I think so.
These are some of the top records in the country right now.
The box is number one record.
I know you've got an opioid problem in this country, but Jesus Christ. Do we all need to slow down that much?
But to be honest,
for real, like, come on.
I had the last couple gigs, like the box is literally like people are singing their hearts out. It's crazy.
Yeah. They create that energy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. In some cases, for these 55 BPM songs or these songs in the lower BPM range, some of them it's because of the internet. Not all.
Yeah.
But that's something that the whole social media thing, like if it becomes big on social media, it can, it goes viral.
TikTok records.
TikTok.
I've never even looked at TikTok. I don't even know.
But when you had Pitbull and Flo Rida and LMFAO, that wasn't like if it just popped and then you had to put a dope visual to it, and that created an energy in a moment. But now it's just it's different. So as I think and I say this as we talk about this, it may be a while before the top 40 stuff comes around, because unless you can figure out a way to create viral moments with that stuff, it's going to be hard. It's going to be an uphill battle.
I mean, this is where I'm at though, because I'm 41. I've accepted that I don't know what a TikTok is, and that's fine with me. Like I'm in my lane. I'm passing on knowledge to up and coming DJs who are coming through. That's my lane right now.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I've got my time. I had my great time open format DJing. I have a great time playing what I play now. I'm never going to be in touch with the very hottest stuff on the internet, on the street. That's never going to be me again. I've passed that point, and I'm cool with that. I'm totally loving where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's really important to just still listen to what's new and what's fresh out there, and not lose touch entirely. But yeah, I'm never going to be a tastemaker in that way again. I'm never going to break records in the way that I did, because I did in my local town and city back in the day.
Right.
I broke records. You know, it's part of the joy of DJing. But those days for me, they're gone. I'm on the old man tip now. I'm good.
It's fast paced, man. It's hard to keep up nowadays, man. It's
that's the thing.
hard.
It moves so quick.
Yeah.
All the streaming life, you know, 1 minute something's a hit, and then other stuff hangs around for like, you know, Drake will be in the top 10 for like a year and a half with the same track.
Yeah.
Right.
So you've got to be on it all the time, and I just don't have that energy to keep up with that flow that's coming out, all this new music every 5 minutes. I'm not there anymore.
So with all these years on your in your history, on your belt, what's something you do differently in your DJ career?
I would learn about promotion. I'd learn how to promote myself, and that's one reason I never. Well, there's two really. Promotion on the one hand, but actually, I think if you really want to be a known, successful DJ, you've got to learn to produce.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, that's the one fundamental thing you have to do, and it's sad in a way, because there's a lot of amazingly talented DJs who are out there, and they're never going to get really known because they don't make records.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it is. That's the nature of the beast. You know, I've seen some terrible DJs get booked because they've had one good record, like a house record, and they can barely mix a cocktail, let alone a fucking pair of records. And like, that's...
Give us a name.
No. There'd be more than one, believe me.
2020, we added.
Let me get one.
But you know, that's the reality of it. If you want to get booked, have a record that does well. That's it. Not even in the pop chart, you know, in the Beatport charts.
All right.
You can get bookings off the back of that because people want recognizable names, and no one gets famous. When was the last time a DJ got famous for being a DJ alone?
AM.
Think about it.
AM. It probably is AM.
AM.
Like at a
beyond like an area, going like literally worldwide,
like
known around the
celebrity
world
level. Yeah, man.
Just for being a DJ is probably AM. And he was not exactly mainstream in the UK. Like all us DJs knew about him, but he wasn't like, he didn't come over to the UK to play much and stuff. Like he wasn't that.
You never saw him?
I never saw him play. Like everyone else, I heard the mixes. I heard the Power 106.
Yeah.
You know, that was when things like the Hollow Board were happening, and you know, so there was a good internet DJ community at that time, and I was kind of plugged into that, and so all us DJs knew about AM and heard it, and it was like, that was great, love it.
You said you're going to bring something back at dinner. You want to keep that a secret, or
what?
You said you're bringing back party breaks.
Oh yeah, I think it's not a secret. I'd like to bring back party breaks.
Yeah, and you said that will be the transition into uptempo.
Yeah, well, I've been playing some recently. I've gone right back into those early like AV8 stuff and that kind of thing, because that's real old school now. Like, it's so old. It's proper old school. Yeah. And I played some recently, and I was like, this actually still really works. Yeah. And like, actually, you know, one of the biggest party records of all time, obviously Be Faithful, is a party break, isn't it? That's what it's an AV. You know, I have the AV8 pressing somewhere at home. Like that was
an
what
expensive record.
Yeah, I had that at the time, and like, I just think bring some of that back. That's where that energy maybe we'll get back into. But maybe party breaks of like, DJ Mustard. Whatever, like DJ Mustard party break.
I think party breaks is hard for in the States because the spots are so used to having the DJ utilize the mic so much that it takes party breaks will kind of take away from that. So I mean, I guess it could be a gift and a curse. But you were saying earlier, Joe, you were saying that and overseas, like the mic is DJs don't use the mic over there, huh?
We don't in your average club
you
or bar.
You compared it to like a wedding DJ.
You don't touch the mic. There isn't a mic for you to touch. Like there are some DJs who do it really well. There's this guy Martin Too Smooth, who's amazing.
Oh, right? A name like that.
He's like, there are some DJs who have that, but your average bar does not have a microphone installed in it because it's just seen as like, wedding DJ, like kind of cheesy mobile DJ kind of thing. No one does it. No one jumps on and has it, which means we don't have those skills to do it. Like no one knows what to say. If you tell them to do some stuff on the mic, a lot of DJs don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like the younger DJs in our circle in Newcastle. Yeah. If I asked any of them to actually get on and start hyping the crowd on the mic, they'd probably shit their pants. And that's not because they've just never done it. Yeah. It's not a skill they've ever needed to develop.
Yeah. Just to give you the polar opposite of how bad we are in LA at the point of using the mic. If you were at the club, I would probably drop the music and say, Mo, you look sober, take a shot.
Yeah.
Like
literally.
That's a normal thing.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing. Either way, like it's just.
But just to give
culture.
the comparison, right?
Yeah.
Because even like playing, I don't.
I'm curious to know if we took the mic away here in the States, how many DJs would actually be successful?
Solid question.
Right?
Yeah.
If you really think about it. How many DJs actually rely more so on their mic work than they actually do on getting down on the decks?
That is a skill though.
I mean,
how many DJs in the UK, if you made them use a mic, would sound like idiots on a mic? It goes both ways. If it's a skill you've never learned. I always thought, my impression was that New York cats were the mic cats. I didn't realize West Coast was all.
I think it's all a hybrid now, honestly. Because we got into that whole, I don't know if you got a chance to see us yell at back and forth with the Road podcast.
We didn't yell.
Yeah.
No. We mutually.
I yelled.
I kept my composure. I was yelled at.
You're pretty quiet. Like you're low key. You're like, you get your points across.
I was calm and collected.
Yeah, like right now. Give me some excitement, Joe.
Yeah, he's seething. Look at that.
But anyway, but like getting a chance to reflect on that conversation that was very animated. The end kind of, I think, summary of all that is, at the end of the day, this generation, and shout out to Marty Rock. Right?
Oh yeah, he had the mix.
He used us as a sample in the intro to one of his mixes. And kind of taking a shot at how that we blend records and hold loops and this and that.
37 precisely.
And at the end of the day, what you kind of look is like, look, everybody's kind of picked and choose like the best ingredients, and then there's a lot of hybrids. I think all three of us came up not using the mic at all, and
I'm from New York and I don't like using the mic.
Like I'd feel uncomfortable just saying last call. I'd probably get yelled at for that.
Yeah, and I do. Like when I have to do that at venues, I'm like, this is weird. I don't like this.
You'd close your tabs.
I'd be quite good on the mic. You'd think I'd be quite confident. I'm just not confident on the mic. I'm not used to doing it in front of people. That's weird. This is about as many people as I can talk in front of. Beyond this, I'm like shitting myself. But yeah, it's a weird one. Like it's funny how the culture, again, maybe it's more because we've got that kind of house culture in the UK. Maybe you never would DJ. It's all about the mix and the blend, and you want to hear that.
Right.
We have MCs, like in the UK garage and drum and bass, we have MCs in that kind of reggae tradition of being on the mic and hyping the set the whole time. But that's a different job from the DJ job.
Sure.
That's not the same job. So you don't ever see a DJ being his own MC. That's not something you ever see. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's that slightly different culture. Maybe it's because we've got that kind of West Indian culture in the UK, which is different from the influences that come in the US. I don't know. But I was just fascinated because we just don't do mics. We do not do mics, and I've had buddies who've done mic work, and it's kind of worked. It was going off, and then there's other DJs in the booth like giving them the side eye, like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Jumping on the mic like a prick. It's like it's
the out of the LA.
It's not a cool
scene.
thing. It's not cool. It's not seen as cool. It's not credible. It's very interesting. Yeah, those cultural differences, but
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
Yeah, man.
Lots learned.
Yeah.
Today.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you for having me.
So glad you're here on an extra day.
Yeah.
Snatched you up real quick.
You go back
looking
tomorrow?
forward to going home tomorrow, to be honest.
Yeah.
You ready to go home?
I think I might be going to visit Power 106, which is, I'll go and pay my tributes to the most famous station probably that I've been to in my life. So that'll be exciting to go see that.
Dope.
But yeah, and then back
that's
to
cool
the
that
UK.
you guys look at it like that out there.
Well,
because it's unappreciated out here.
It's just so normal to us. It's like a lot of things in LA are just normal, but people come into LA and they're like, yo, there's this, there's that. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Take it for granted. Sometimes.
Yeah, we take shit for granted.
Well, we appreciate you, Mo.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Make sure to follow Mojaxx on all the platforms.
Just Instagram. I hate all the rest. Just follow me on Instagram.
Just Instagram.
Yeah,
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
How often do you post on DJcity? Once a week?
Yeah.
Okay, so
although after this trip, I'm having like 2 weeks off for real.
Yeah,
I've done so many videos.
And stay tuned for his TikTok account. All right.
Yep,
It's coming soon.
there it is.
Good luck with that.
This is MikiDz Podcast. Checking out. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.